All right, guys, we are here for the second episode of our podcast. Still don't have a name yet, so we're working on that. So, again, comment down below. Maybe by the time this one's out, we'll have a name for it. If not, comment down below. We got the one and only Logan Paul on a podcast. Hopefully that increases the views.
Yeah, the name might do it for you.
The name might do it. We got Logan here. Logan's my right-hand man. Just got nominated and awarded the Drag Illustrated 30 Under 30, which that's a big deal. That is a big deal. So, before we get going, like always, start you out. Introduce yourself. Tell them about yourself. Racing. What got you here?
My name is Logan Paul. I've been around racing the last 16, 17 years. The reason I'm here is I went to one of the LS Nasty races back in 18, 19, somewhere in there. They're having like a $5,000 shootout or $2,500 shootout.
$5,000. Put some respect. $5,000. We're paying out $5,000. Okay.
My bad. At one of John's like YouTube call out deals or whatnot, and I was there helping my buddy John Gorey with the meth head car. I believe we won that race, and John called me. I don't know, probably 2 months later.
Shortly thereafter.
And they were asking some questions about a beat Hemi they had.
When
you pay $5,000 for a Hemi, it is. We
bought the Black Sheep. It came with a Hemi in it. We thought it was good. Logan was self-proclaimed Hemi technician.
I wasn't self-proclaimed.
Chris gave him that.
Had a better idea on it than what they did at the moment. And it was smoked.
Yeah, I remember vividly the first time Logan came to the shop to look at it. You know what I'm about to tell him, too.
Yep, broke a rocker.
Logan comes over there and just grabs like an impact. He's looking at it and goes to put a rocker arm on. It had a bunch of the spring pressure on it and snaps the rocker in half and literally takes it off, sets down, and goes, "Yep, you're gonna need another one of those," and then just left. And that was my get to know you of Logan and yeah.
But it's crazy, like even like looking back in some of like the older videos, I was just hanging around the track whenever John was out running the cow, like.
The OG video of pulling a wheelie, Logan sitting on the wall.
I'm literally sitting on the wall, and I go, look out, pass, come back. It was impressive, for sure, for what it was. Now we got the 6th gen cow to replace it, I guess you could say.
The heifer.
Or Pittman.
The heifer.
Yeah, the heifer.
Where is he? Yeah. But no, I mean, so you've been really, ever since then, you've been around, never left. We tried to run you off, couldn't successfully do it. So what all do you do? Like, what keeps you around the shop? What do you do?
Honestly, whenever you're involved with nasty racing, you're not involved with just the racing side. Like, one day you might be weed eating. One day you might be picking up sandbags. One day you might be plumbing. One day you might be an electrician. One day you might work on race cars. One day we might take a field trip. There's no end to what you do. Like, you're involved in everything. Once you're involved on the racing side, it's definitely something that's hard to get away from, because I feel like we're pretty family oriented. Even though we nag and ride each other's coattails like hell and give each other hell, at the end of the day, we're all going to come back and be friends and family over hating each other. I mean, hell, I hate John probably 3 days a week, and he probably hates me the other 3 days a week, and then Sunday we're usually off. He gets a break.
I hated him on the ride up. He took us a 45-minute detour through downtown Cincinnati for no reason, so he got an earful on that. But that's how it goes. But
he also slept for several hours, so.
A little bit. So aside from just hanging out at the shop, doing all that stuff, work-wise, what do you do for work?
We have 2 SP Tools trucks that I help with between ordering, keeping them on the road, keeping track of the guys on them, that's like 3 jobs in itself, honestly. And then we have the Storm business. I run several crews over there. Help with anything over there, really, whether it be somebody's personal assistant or help them over the phone, cash people out. A lot of people like to come see me at the end of the day.
Tech support,
yeah,
tech
support,
outs, run
whatever.
crews, everything. And you're out there working
hardwiring.
You were up in Asheville for a while, right?
Yeah, I was total on that storm. I think we were out like 30 days, 32 days, something like that. And I mean, there's a lot of times like bigger event happens out in Texas. A lot of the guys you might not see are from around here, like CJ or Mason. There's a lot of times I'll go out there and I'll handle cash outs and handle a lot of hardwire sites and stuff like that.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, literally everything.
And most of the guys that are around that you guys see in the videos consistently, they do the Stormwork stuff with us. We have a little side gig that they might do, but whenever we're not doing that, we're in the shop working on race cars. So
we're also, if you need any grading work, any ditch work, anything like that, we're expanding our operation a little bit. John's bought some equipment. He's going to give the opportunity for some of the guys around the shop to go out there and hustle up a little bit of stuff and continue to grow. We all want to grow together. We don't want to leave anybody behind. So if we see somebody falling behind, we kind of drag them by the back of their neck, get them up there to where we're at.
Yeah, we all got to work together to succeed, and we'll all succeed together. So, all right, enough about that. Let's talk about racing and you. You've been around racing for the jump. Like, I got videos of people wrecking, and Logan's like 8 years old running down the racetrack. I mean, how long you been involved with racing? Not just watching it, but been involved with it.
I would say involved with it probably 16 or 17 years. I've probably been watching it a lot longer. It's just something I've grown to enjoy. Started way back just by somebody handing me a wrench and letting me be involved in that way, and began to a relationship where I learned how to work on nitrous big blocks at like 12, 13 years old. And that's why I feel like every chance I get, if I see a kid looking at the car or something like that, try to set them in there and hopefully give them the same experience that I once had, so that it continues to grow the sport. The same guys nowadays are definitely not what used to race back in the day. The budget-wise has kind of gone away from that, but if you involve somebody, there's no reason you can't have 100 people at a testing tune. Everybody enjoying themselves. It doesn't always have to take an army to go to the track. 2 people can get together and go to the track and enjoy the time.
Yeah, I will say Logan's a great ambassador for the sport. Anytime we're at the racetrack, I'm normally out running around. I kind of keep to myself, and I'm like busy doing what I have to do. But Logan, like, I'll come back. There's a kid in the car. Logan's showing people the car, talking to people, and I think that's what we need in the sport, is people like that to help grow it and show the love and give people those opportunities. Like, how cool is it? When I go to the racetrack with my girlfriend, I'm forcing her to get in. Mind you, we have pro mods. We have cars like this. I'm like, hey, can she sit in your car? It's just a cool experience just to, like, get in a race car and sit in there. She got in this, Bruce, what's his last name? He runs,
Bruce Thrift.
Bruce Thrift. I got a picture of my mom next to his car in like 2015 down in Florida, and we were at Galat and he was parked right there. So I made Laura go, and she gets in the car, he fires up. Mind you, how many cars has Laura been in at the shop fired up? I mean,
maybe one.
No, she's been in a few.
No, like true like race cars though.
Yeah. But I mean, she sits in a bunch of them. But here she is at the racetrack sitting in some other guy's. What is it? It's a nitrous car.
Yeah, it's a GTO.
And he's fired up and revving it. Like, that experience is cool. And Logan does a great job of sharing that experience with everybody and getting people involved. And I think that's what really can get people hooked into the sport and enjoying it. That's why Logan, very deserving of the 30 under 30. I thought he should have got it sooner than now. I know he looks like he's 55, but believe it or not, he's under 30. And well deserved, because that is just what you do. Eat, sleep, breathe racing. If it was up to Logan, we would test 5 days a week and race the other 2, and then we would go back on Monday and start testing again, because there's nowhere he wants to go than be at the racetrack. And I throttle it back pretty hard, because it's a lot. Like, when you go to the racetrack, it's a lot. But Logan, eat, sleep, breathe racing, and everyone knows him. Everyone. I
mean, like, whenever we were testing at Darlington every Wednesday, I don't think like people realize, like, I'd work from like 7 a.m. till like 5 p.m. Come to the shop, we work at the shop, and then we leave to go testing Wednesday at lunch after I got off at work. Mm-hmm. We go down there, we test till 2 a.m., and then we get back to the shop at 4:30, 5 o'clock. And, you know, I drive the toter all the time, so.
Sometimes. He sometimes drives the toter. He'll tell everybody he drives it all the time, but I drive the toter quite a bit.
I'm the big power through.
He's the eagle lander. That he lands the eagle. I'll start out strong, and last time I drove down and back.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah, when we were talking about it, you were just doing it to prove a point.
No, I did. Now I can say I did. But no, I mean, there's in what we do in the race program. I mean, you have to be very selfless to do this with the amount of time it takes. Logan, a lot of time, you have to sacrifice a lot. There's a lot of times, you'll be missing out on things. People going to dinner. You have to really just consume yourself with it. A lot of time you spend at the shop, a lot of time you spend at the racetrack, a lot of time you spend traveling, a lot of time working on stuff. I don't think people really understand what it takes.
And a lot of people don't realize that when your operation gets this big, there's a lot of cars that might take 20 to 40 hours in between a race to truly service. Like, just because, you're changing rods, yeah, you could change rods at the track in 45 minutes, 30, 45 minutes, but pulling a transmission apart, pulling a converter apart, nut and bolt and everything. Like, at this level, there's so many vibrations, tire shake, everything goes into it. So it takes a full work week, in my opinion, to get, especially like the Pro Mod, even just maintaining these cars. Like, there's times we might not pull them out of the trailer and look at them until the day before we go to a race, but we have 3 people on it getting it serviced in between. So it goes by a little bit faster.
So what are you most excited for 2025?
Racing. Testing. Going to the track. Whatever.
Anything in specific? Do you have a specific car that you're excited about?
All of them. Bad Apple, Black Sheep. Honestly, I just want to go to the track and race. If I could, I would say I'd buy a transport hauler and just haul all of them at one time to the track and just test them all one sitting.
The real Logan's coming out. This is him.
Yeah.
Are you going to hit us with a Don't Matter next?
I already did. Just literally like 30 seconds ago. You missed it.
So is there anything in specific? You have a car yourself. You want to talk about your car that you're building?
Yeah, 2028, it might have oil pressure at this point in my life. It's actually looking more like a retirement plan, maybe midlife crisis. But
are you going to talk about it any or no?
No.
It's been on the channel for people know it, and people ask, what about your car?
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it's been on the channel for 2 years and still in the same situation. Actually, no. Comes together, goes apart. Gets further apart.
We'll ask you this. I got to ask you very direct questions. Who's the best at building race cars out of Nasty Racing HQ?
Oh, John.
It's a loaded question. I knew that. Who's the best at plumbing cars out of Nasty Racing HQ?
John.
Damn, I mean, I got to ask. Let me ask a different. Who's the best fabricator out of Nasty Racing HQ?
John.
I mean, I don't know what else to ask. I mean, what else? Who's the best driver out of Nasty Racing HQ?
Chris.
Oh, man. I can't even talk shit. Chris can drive.
Nah, I'm just kidding. John is a very talented driver. And like I always tell people, like I spoke on other podcasts about it that we've done. John's very talented. It don't matter what you put him in, he's going to succeed. You could take this man and stick him in a dirt late model. I would guarantee within 5 laps he'd have it figured out and be successful, don't matter what it is. And he's not going to overdrive a car. He's very conservative. He might push the envelope a little bit, but he's not going to take it to the ragged edge.
I appreciate that. You're making me blush. Let's talk about your driving now. So I see how I led right into that. We're going to talk about Logan's driving. We'll let you start on that. What do you have to say about let's just talk about like Hank, for instance. Let's talk about Hank. What was it like driving Hank?
Well, at first it wasn't too bad until the torque boxes started coming out of it. So like one pass, we thought it was going to go perfectly straight and then it'd go right. Then sometimes it'd go left. Then it'd go straight. It was a very smooth ride. It was just you didn't know if it was going to wheel to the left or right.
Or straight.
Yeah.
Or straight.
Yeah,
sometimes it wheels straight. Did you enjoy driving that car?
I did. I enjoyed driving Hank a lot. It was a fun car. I think my favorite part is probably the burnouts, honestly. Toting wheels is cool, but doing the burnouts is just enjoyable.
How fast you been in that thing?
5.000 with the 2.
How many times have you gone that?
I don't know, like 15.
My man just could not get a 4-second pass to save his life. And when we finally had it, like it would be like a 5.00001, and he got off the throttle a little early, so it would have been a 4-second pass. Yeah. And then when we like turn it up more, so we try to go deep into the 4s, he runs out of CO2. 2025 is your.
I know, and that was like it picked up 2 numbers of 60 on the pass that ran out of CO2, and we were just like,
yeah, never got his 4.
Big L on my part because I was like, oh, the CO2 bottle has enough that day.
I asked him before we left.
I remember that conversation before we left.
I said I'd bring another bottle, but
I said, "Oh, we're only gonna make like 3 or 4 passes."
But you went to the semis. You went to the finals.
No, I went to the semis.
Went to the semis in that. So yeah, no, it was good. Definitely fun racing. Logan's been with me for pretty much like my entire racing career. As soon as we picked up the Black Sheep, which is where we really started racing, Logan was involved. I really don't go to the racetrack without Logan. We're a package deal in that sense, and Logan does a great job doing everything at the racetrack. I call him the chief backer-upper. He's the one that talks to me. When I get in the car, I'm pretty much talking to all the other guys have their ears on in case there's an issue, but it's pretty much just me and Logan talking, and we do a great job. We have a great relationship, and there's really no one else I'd rather be racing with. He pisses me off at the racetrack all the time. I'm sure I piss him off, but we're past just being friends. It's like family, and you just deal with it. So it's really good. I enjoy it. 2025 is the year that Logan K. Paul goes fours. I can tell you that. So that's what's coming.
We don't have a choice.
That's what's coming. And then, is there anything else you want to leave off with? 2025, a lot of things going on. We just announced we got a pro mod, so we're going to be pro mod racing. The Black Sheep's done. Bad Apple's done. Slick Rick's done. Prison Mike is done. Hank will be done. And then Beetlejuice will be done. I mean, that's a lot of cars.
We plan on doing a lot of racing, getting everybody involved around here at the shop. It takes a village to run this many cars, but we're going to do it with what we got, and we're going to enjoy each other. And even if we suck together. When we win together, there used to be, whenever we go to the track and we sucked, everybody would leave. But whenever we were good, everybody was there. It's so weird. And now it's like the group we have now doesn't leave. Like
they're just used to us sucking.
They're like, damn, these motherfuckers knocked tires off 100 times.
We ain't gonna quit trying though. That's for sure.
I mean, there was one time we tested for like
3 months.
Yeah, literally 3 days a week, 4 days a week. Changed converters. We changed shocks, valve the shocks, changed bar angles. I mean,
that's what you do. That's racing right there.
I thought I got ran over by a car at one time.
CJ almost got ran over by a car. When we go testing, it's chaos for sure. We're doing whatever it takes to get down that racetrack, and we're making changes. So, well, that's going to wrap up this episode here. We got Logan Paul. Congratulations, 30 into 30. Well deserved, dude.
Appreciate it.
I'm happy for you. And he didn't tell us. He knew for 2 months, didn't tell us.
It was more of a surprise for them.
So the surprise for him is when they announce that he wins, he'll look out in the crowd and not see any of us. We're not going. That's your punishment.
That's fine.
No, we're going. So I'm excited for Logan, and I'm excited for the future, and get you back in the seat, going a little bit faster. I'm gonna have to have you ride with me a little bit so I can show you the ropes. Go fours.
That's fine.
Since
hey, first 420 ride along, me and John.
Yeah, no, we'll do it. So all right, that's gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, comment down below for a name of the podcast, and we'll see you in the next upload.